Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly forecast on gold. Hope you're all doing well. All the links you can need are in the video description below. Now I did do a midweek forecast last week when price was around here, going over why we was expecting this bullish move towards the upside, but I forgot to release it on the channel, and by the time I was going to, the price had already moved, so it's invalid. Let's bring us on to this week's forecast. So you can see we had this from last week, using these areas as your bullish support. You can see price came down on Friday to follow these arrows. So we can get rid of this one because we've had that retracement. So next you'd be looking for that bullish move from here to favour that bullish direction, as this is a breakout, retrace, continuation towards the upside. This is your main target, a new all-time high. So that is scenario one. Get rid of these ones because we've already had that bullish move. So that's what we're favouring at the moment, and that is if we start to see bullish power at the start of the week. So on Monday we need to see that bullish power kicking in from here, because that is an impulse move. We don't want price hanging around like it did down here, because that would mean we'd have to hang around for a long time and then focus on the breakout. This is a quick retracement to a consolidation, so this is meant to be an impulse move up. So for this scenario to become invalid, this area starts to break, we have liquidity left behind here. So if price starts to fall down and we start to go below 4,000, let's say here, you can expect that continuation towards the downside, because this would be an impulse move down, this would be a retracement to collect liquidity, and this would be a continuation down to take these lows here. So you'd be favouring that continuation down, and that bullish scenario would have to wait for the next few months, probably the next year, and that is the second scenario. But this bullish one has more probability at the moment and has more power towards the upside. So if we can get that at the start of the week, we can easily get a $300 move towards the upside, 3,000 pips nicely in the bag, and a new all-time high. So it's very important you focus on what is happening at the start of the week. And that's that, really. Let's go to the other time frames, what we're seeing on the daily time frame. This is what we had from the previous weeks, focusing on that continuation up. These are the levels we had labelled up. So this is just a big retracement, taking liquidity, retesting that area just about, consolidation, impulse move up, retrace to the nearest bullish support, and now we want to see that continuation up. If that does not happen and we do not see that bullish power continue on the 4 hour and below, then we will favour the continuation down, which means this is an impulse move down, retracing back up slowly, taking this liquidity and retesting this manipulation area. So this one would be an impulse move down to these areas down here. So that's what we have to focus on, what price does at the start of the week, because either way it will give you a big distance in where price is expected to travel. Even if it's bullish or bearish, you are looking for a big continuation in that direction. And like I said, bullish direction for me has higher probability at the moment. Reason we got a reversal here is price is creating liquidity. So what I'm doing now is just going over price action, how you read it, how we look for setups and that. The weekly forecast is there on your chart. I am favouring a continuation up. I will be looking for buyers on Monday. So let's go over price. What are we seeing? As you all know, I use manipulation areas. We've got a breaker here, which we can see if we drag that along, that's where price reversed. We took, as price went up, it took liquidity, and this would be your fake out. So here on the smaller time frame, you have exactly the same. You have a nice head and shoulders pattern to validate that reversal, which is also a higher time frame fake out. So now this is an impulse move down. So you have your consolidation, fake out, impulse move down. So you're either going to see resistance from this breaker area, or we're going to push through and this is a continuation up. But if we go down to the smaller time frame, you can see that same pattern on the 1 hour time frame. You've got your consolidation here, your fake out to the upside, impulse move down, which is breaker structure, and then retracement back up, which is a retest. This is a 4 hour bearish manipulation candle now. Takes liquidity just about from here. Then you've got the next impulse move down. So you can see how the same pattern is being used on all time frames. And that is your manipulation candle here on the 4 hour. So this is your liquidity candle, which takes liquidity. This is your fake out and then impulse move down. So when it retraces to the liquidity candle here. And then that is where you look to enter on that retracement, stop loss at the high, and then you're looking for that continuation down to target liquidity. In this scenario, liquidity would be here at previous low and all the way down here at previous low. Then you have your main manipulation area over here. So that is how you would have played that. Let's go back to the higher time frame, and I'm going to finish up in a minute. Not really much you can see on the daily, and the weekly is looking like that. We need more. On the weekly time frame, we need more bullish power being shown this week, because if we don't, this would be your liquidity candle. This push up would be your fake out. So if we get a bearish week this week, and let's say price finishes down here below 3,900, then that would mean this is just a big liquidity grab and we got a lot further to go down, which will mean price is likely to come down towards this area, because that would give you a weekly time frame manipulation move which is towards the downside, which would mean that is going all the way down to there. So that's why you have to focus on all time frames. You have to map together what they are saying, and when they align all together, that is when you've got the high probability set up and you've got the good trades. That's when you start to take a trade. And when that doesn't happen, all you're doing is analysing price and just reading what the charts are telling you. In this scenario at the moment, we need to see that bullish power being shown on the smaller time frame, like I've said already, and that will be shown within the candles on Monday using these manipulation areas. And once we start to see bullish support, we will go with that. If we do see no bullish support and price starts to break down, then we will look for that continuation down. Take care, have a good day, links in the video description, and goodbye. Hopefully you make some profit.